Hello, princesses, and welcome back to Not Fit for Print Beauty with me, Rebecca. Today we have a highly anticipated blush collection release from Haus by Lady Gaga. I've got quite a few shades here. This is the Color Fuse Talc-Free Powder Blush with fermented arnica in it. There are 5 shades. I have picked up 3 that I have here in front of me, and they are $38 each. We are going to do some comparisons and some swatches in 2 different lights, and we're going to try them all on and talk about them a little bit. Just to let you know, the shades that I got are Pomelo Peach, Dragon Fruit Daze, and Watermelon Bliss. I am actually wearing Watermelon Bliss right now, and I'm surprised at how easy it is to wear. This is a pressed powder, a natural finish. For those of you who told me you didn't really love all these matte blushes that have come out, this one bills itself as a natural finish. I have found that matte or natural is in the eye of the beholder, so to speak. The Charlotte Tilbury blush ones, for instance, are called matte, but I think they're kind of natural. Same thing with the Danessa Myricks. We're not comparing those right now because those are cream products, but if you need them compared just for shade, you can let me know. I'm happy to do that over on Instagram. We will be comparing to Tarte because that is powder. This has arnica in it to reduce redness and help it melt into the skin. What is arnica? And Haus by Lady Gaga really puts this arnica in, so it's a flower extract in so many of their products. It actually is like a food additive. Too much added to your food can be poisonous, but too much chocolate can be poisonous, you know. But arnica is also used a lot of times in the treatment of like rheumatoid arthritis. It reduces inflammation and swelling. So people feel it's very good for the skin because it kind of helps reduce swelling and redness in the skin. And goodness knows I need that, even though I've added that red right back in with this Watermelon Bliss. But that's what arnica is, and Haus is really proud to use it in so many of their powder products, actually all of their powder products, this being no exception. Makes them very smooth and soft. This is also a very pretty product. They have, my fingerprints are all over it, messing it up, but this really kind of beautiful silver compact with a lovely mirror inside. It just makes a very pretty statement. As I say, we pay for packaging, we might as well like it, right? All right, so let me show you what I got. We'll do some swatches and some comparisons. As I said, Pomelo Peach, Dragon Fruit Daze, and Watermelon Bliss, but there are 5. I'm doing a very poor job of holding these up. There we go, but there are 5, so 2 more that I didn't pick up. I thought 3 was a good selection. And let's look at those in 2 different lightings. Here they are first. In studio lighting, obviously we have peach on the left and the nice big pink Dragon Fruit Daze in the middle, and obviously Watermelon Bliss all the way towards my wrist over there. Really pretty, highly pigmented but buildable shades with what they're calling a natural finish, what others would call a matte finish. And, you know, I'd say natural, but I'd say even the matte ones are natural, to be honest. All right, let's step outside into the warm California sunshine. It's rainy, but we still have sunshine. I don't know if California knows how to do it any other way. I hope I'm inviting you to come vacation here if you don't live here. All right, there they are in the warm California sunshine. Very, very pretty. Okay, so when we talk about comparisons, I definitely thought of Tarte, which is this Tarte blush collection with all of my fingerprints on the mirror. Don't look, pretend you don't see that part. Especially this pink and this kind of bright orange. So I thought we could compare it here. Let's go ahead and just I'm going to do really quick swatches on my arm. Let's do this. This is our Haus. This is our Haus in the pink, okay? I'm going to put some of this Tarte next to it, all right? And let's see what we get. So there is our Haus. I'm making a lot of noise there. Let's do just the powder version of the pink. Let's put it right above it, right beneath it, okay? So as you see, the Tarte pink is right underneath it here. Here is the Lady Gaga Haus. The Tarte packs much more of a punch. So these are both very, very bright shades, but with one swipe, the Haus is a little bit better for those of us who are timid or want it to be buildable, whereas the Tarte is pretty much maximum impact right away. If I go into this orange shade here, I don't even know what to compare that to. I'll just put it up at the top. You can see that right away. That's the same amount that I put on my hand to do the Haus Labs. And it just comes out with much more punch. It's just much more of an aggressive shade right away. And I know it doesn't really match either my red or my peach, but just to kind of give you the idea, and the other shade in there is not really a good match. But basically, the Patrick has much more pigmented, and we'll talk about that in the demo. I also want you to stay for the demo because I have a little update on a few complexion products, namely the Laura Mercier new foundation. I've already done a review and I'll publish that below, but I want to talk to you about it because I've made a shade adjustment, and the Tom Ford new concealer. So lots to talk about. Sit tight for the demo coming at you right now. Okay, let's play with these blushes, and I will overdo them a bit just so that you can really see the color. First, while I have no real shade of color on my face, I need to talk with you very quickly about the fact that if you saw my review of the brand new Laura Mercier foundation, you should know that this is a different shade. I was able to find it in store, and if you saw my review, I'll link it below. I was wearing 3N1. We all liked it, but when it first went on, we thought it was too warm. It was not too warm, it was too dark. Right now, I have no other hue on my face, and I'm wearing 2N1, and it is a much better fit. So it is not that the neutral runs warm. I had just gone one whole shade too dark. You just don't know unless you go in store, and I was able to see that. I am also experimenting a little bit right now with the brand new Tom Ford concealer and liking that a lot. No, this is not a complexion review. Started with that darn confetti. No. We are doing a blush review, but I did want to tell you that. We will talk more later about the Tom Ford concealer that's coming soon. Okay, let's look at these blushes. So let's start. We're going to do one, and I'll take them all off, and we'll do that bright watermelon. We'll end with that since I don't have a lot of color on my face. But let's start with this beautiful Pomelo Peach, which is the one I think I can go to town the most with, right? So I've really loaded my brush up with it. Maybe that's not a good idea. No, it's okay. All right, so let's go ahead and just put this on. Now, this is the way I would wear it kind of for me. But let me go ahead and just emphasize it just a little bit more. I'm not trying to be silly with it, but I just really want you to be able to see it, even though you've seen the swatch. Let's just overdo it. Not for public consumption, but just so you can really see that shade. And I think you can. What a beautiful shade, and it builds up so nicely. Okay, on this cheek right here, let's get this Dragon Fruit Daze on, which looks like it could be pretty shocking if you're not careful. Look at that, it's almost neon. I don't even know if I'll have to build that one up, will I? Very, very, very pretty. But let's go ahead and go to town, just so you can see the color really well. I have makeup artists and whatnot who watch this. They're not looking for application tips. They're looking to know the shade. And so many of you for home use as well. So there we go. Much heavier than even I. And I like a nice heavy blush, but even I wouldn't wear them this pigmented. But for you to see the shade, this is our Pomelo Peach, and this is our Dragon Fruit Daze. And they are absolutely lovely. Let me get it off right now, and then let's put on the Watermelon Bliss. Okay, all cleaned up. Great foundation choice with this because it just doesn't budge. So the blush came off with a makeup remover towel. Ooh, should I be nervous? Wow, I like a dark blush, but I am, let's see, let's put a dot and see. We're gonna do both cheeks. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Now this might be a little too dark for my complexion, but that's pretty, isn't it? Okay, this is just, this is a nice, for me, kind of a heavy amount of blush. I don't think it's even. I'll go off camera and even it out. We're looking at shade right now. Let's overdo it just so we can really see. I'm using, by the way, a Rephr number 4. I have 2 Rephr number 4s. This is clean. I used a Rephr number 4 on that pink shade as well. This is not going on quite as smoothly, but it could be just because my face maybe is a little bit wet from that makeup eraser because it smooths out really nicely. But something to watch for in that darker shade just in case. Let me just smooth it out a little bit here. So this builds really, really nicely. Look at that. Wow. Okay, what do you think? So here's what I like about this and here's what I don't. The Patrick Ta blushes that we saw a little earlier are indeed very bright and I think really, really impactful. What I like about these is this has a gentle build, I think even more so than the Patrick Ta. So I think if you want a bright blush, and as you see here, I've overdone it for the camera, but I still look presentable. It doesn't look silly. When you overdo the Patrick Ta, it's like a theatrical situation. And I could make the Haus Labs that way, I know. But this is much slower build. So I would need quite a few more layers. Whereas with Patrick Ta, even the first layer, you go, whoa, and then you keep going in, whoa, whoa, whoa. This is a really nice slow build. And now that my face is kind of drier from removing the original shades, it's smoothing out much nicer. I was worried at first that that was patchy. It doesn't appear to be, but this darkest shade is the patchiest of the three, if that makes sense. And I'm not having an issue with it. And I think it really brightens up my face. I don't really have any other makeup on, a very neutral lip. This is a Patrick Star lip, the Lip Snatcher. And I went really neutral. I'm letting the blush kind of do the talking, so to speak. And I think it's actually quite pretty without being overwhelming. Quickly, the Patrick Ta shades do become overwhelming. That's no shade on them. I mean, I like them. They're beautiful. But I'm saying this works a little better if you want to also have a light hand. It seems to work really well. These are terribly pretty, wonderfully pretty, very, very soft, very smooth, and very innovative. Like I'm finding pretty much all of this kind of relaunched and reloaded Haus Labs by Lady Gaga label. Really fun, exciting products that work across ages, and I just think are really flattering and nice. This is a good buy if you like bright blushes, and maybe a better buy than even the Patrick Ta, which I've always liked but never loved. This is a bright blush that I will certainly use a lot more, much more user-friendly in terms of bright blushes. A great comparison would also be the new one we just talked about, Patrick Star, and a great one would be a new one for his little blush trio. He has that bright pink out. I never picked that up because I had reviewed the other shades in his blush trio previously, but that would be a good comparison. And if there's any other comparisons that you need to see, just drop a comment here or over on Instagram, and I'll be sure to get that up for you. But in general, just tell us your comments and how you feel about these shades and Haus Labs in general and the bright blushes, what you think about all of that. So leave your comments below. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I sure hope that you did. Hey, if you haven't done so already, make sure that you subscribe to this channel, and that way we can keep growing. And come say a big hello over on Instagram and TikTok too. You can get more involved if you'd like to by giving super thanks or by becoming a member. We have our members only live today. Actually, I always look forward to that. But any way that you are involved, just know that I am grateful for you, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next video. Bye-bye.